What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and today, to me, I think it is like a PSA, a public service. Wait, did I say PSA? PSA, public service announcement for people going out in the wilderness who has never watched the Blair Witch. This video is for you guys. This is something a little different. I'm not even sure what's on this video, if it's paranormal or not. You guys already know I'm into the paranormal field, whether or not I get follows, subscribes. I mean, I appreciate if, people who wants to support, they, like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. But today, let's see what happens. Camping encounters ever caught on camera. Disturbing camping encounters ever caught on camera. After today, I'll probably never camp because, not for nothing, that right there looks like a huge ass bear. Just saying. Let's go. That guy looks miserable.
Holy crap.
What?
Those are just two of the most disturbing camping encounters ever caught on camera, starting with one of the most outrageous ones.
By the way, you guys, Scary Flashbacks. I'll put his information in the description section. Go check him out.
This disturbing video was captured by Hell on Earth, a YouTube channel run by three men dedicated to exploring the dilapidated ruins of civilization. They thrive on taking on difficult challenges for their viewers' enjoyment. However, things took a dark turn in October 2024 when they decided to camp overnight on a shipwreck.
You what?
What was that noise?
There's someone on the below deck.
Ooh. The whole boat's fucking floating.
It's not gnawing.
It is, it's floating. I don't
Gnawing. If it floated,
No.
it'd be moving around all fucking time.
The water is almost up to that, so it's got to have picked up. It's got to have picked up. I'm not saying it's still ground. It's still grounded, but it's floating. Pick them bags up.
Oh, you need to hang that up. Peg there.
I'm just letting you know that if this starts getting up right, I'm jumping. Alright?
Alright.
Alright. This is fucking horrible. Is the boat rocking a lot?
Yeah, it's like swaying from side to side.
Fucking hell. I can't tell because I'm always moving. Holy shit. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. It's like been the slowest hour of my fucking life.
Is it not 8 o'clock yet?
Is it fuck?
What time is it?
It's 20 to 8.
Fucking hell. It won't get much higher than this, what time?
It had all been fun until a powerful Atlantic storm swept in, bringing with it hurricane-force winds and an unyielding spring tide. Chills ran down their spines as they realized they were trapped. The outside was flooded, and venturing out would be far more dangerous. What was once a peaceful and quiet ship was now overshadowed by the jarring sounds of metal clanging, creating an atmosphere of panic. The adventure, which had started off so enjoyable, quickly escalated into a terrifying ordeal, leaving them fearful for their lives.
I'm not gonna lie, right? I don't get scared that often about stuff.
No.
I'm fucking petrified.
Yeah.
I am fucking the scaredest I've been in my fucking life.
Would you say that this is the worst thing you've ever done?
Yeah.
I'd probably agree.
Yeah. This is fucking stupid, and I don't say that lightly.
Okay, now what was that?
crouched over looking his cell phone. What?
Wind's coming from that way now.
He's battering.
What is that noise? I can't see it. Oh shit, the roof's coming. Point your light over. I can't fucking see. Oh shit. Whoa. Whoa.
The wall's fallen down.
Whoa.
That wall.
I can't see it. Point your light. You can't see it. Oh shit, when did that happen?
Dude, that is so dangerous.
I've learnt a lot of lessons. I've been having a lot of words with myself. Why do you do this stupid stuff?
The situation continued to escalate, intensifying their fears. Fortunately, around 11 p.m., the storm subsided, and they wasted no time evacuating the ship, abandoning their initial plan of overnight camping because their safety was the top priority. Who could have predicted what might have happened if the storm had lingered for just a few more hours, or if they had delayed their departure? Ultimately, it was a harrowing experience, and also one they would certainly never forget anytime soon. Just like these campers, the next one also met with a terrible
Hold on, hold on. Holy guys, I've long said that there are just a lot of people who get caught up in social media and they want to try and get their 15 minutes of fame by doing some crazy stuff just to get that click. I mean, granted, that's how you get paid, by the views, but what is your limit, guys? What is your limit? I mean, yeah, weather definitely unpredictable. I say meteorology is like the easiest job in the world because there's no way for you to get 100% correct. You're mostly wrong most of the time. And, you're basically predicting the weather. And there's no predictions. You don't know. You don't know. Mother Nature, she has her own plans. So, with that being said, these guys went out, try to have a cool experience, record themselves while doing it. I could relate. I do the same thing. But, you know, ah, geez, going on a shipwreck, which looks awesome, by the way. I definitely see myself if I see a shipwreck, and I would love to get some information before, some history before going in and making sure it's secure. And, it'll be awesome. But damn, the bad luck is that weather. What if the tide, the water, what if the weather was worse? They could have might as well, signed their life away right there. How far is too much for you?
terrifying sighting. On September 3rd, 2023, the YouTube channel Blot Outdoors Show uploaded footage of the host and his friend embarking on a stealth camping trip near Chillingham Castle, a site famous for its haunted history and eerie legends. They anticipated a night filled with adventure, but what they didn't expect was a harrowing series of unexplained events that would leave them shaken.
What the fucking hell? I'll put the card out there.
Calm. Stay still, stay still, stay still. It stopped.
Dude, that is my bucket list also. I have so many bucket places in my bucket list. Dude, just the history and just thinking about everything that has happened in these forests. In these, oh my god, that's amazing.
So welcome back to the Blot Outdoor Show, guys. Today I've got the human dorsal fin joining me on this camp. Looking forward to this one, Nick?
Oh, yes.
We're currently in the grounds of Chillingham Castle, which is supposed to be the most haunted castle in the whole of Great Britain. We're not going to try anything daft, you know, we're not going to be dressing up. I'm not going to be putting no white sheets over the top of Mick and trying to trick you guys. And to be honest, I'm very sceptical about things like ghosts and stuff like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a mooch around. We haven't got the bags on yet. We've left them in the old Jean-Claude Van Sexual. We're going to have a walk around the castle, you know, because it's supposed to be a beautiful thing to see. We don't want to get the bags on now too quick because we haven't got a clue where we're going to camp. So we're being cute. We're going to walk around, find a decent spot, get some footage of the castle for you legends to look at, and then we'll sneak back to the old Van Dingo and hopefully we can get pitched up somewhere in the grounds of Chillingham Castle. We're not going to set our gear up straight away for obvious reasons. We're going to just sit and wait and hopefully we don't get rumbled. I can hear loads of voices up there, so we're just going to sit down, have a can, and if no one comes down in the next 20 minutes, we'll get the tent up.
After searching for the perfect spot to camp, they finally found one but decided to wait for nightfall to set up their tent. They knew they needed to stay hidden, as security might ask them to leave if they were discovered camping there. When darkness enveloped the area, they began to settle in. At first, everything seemed normal. They joked around, enjoyed some snacks and drinks, and discussed the castle's haunted past. However, that peace didn't last long.
We're back in the tent now. I've got to be honest, there's been nothing spooky happen tonight. It's been a nice, chilled out camp. What the fuck's that? Sorry guys.
What the fuck is that?
There's definitely something going on outside the tent.
What the fuck is that?
Fucking hell.
I'll put this out there.
Calm. Stay still, stay still, stay still. It stopped. It stopped. There was definitely some footsteps or something out there, Mandingos. I don't know if you heard that. The camera probably didn't pick it up, so you probably think we're full of shit. Anyway, guys.
Oh, I just have to pause it right here for right quick. We definitely heard it. But if you guys are trying to keep a low profile, having lights on and all this and that is probably not the right way to go. Not just because there's security walking around, but also because there are others, possibly with worse intentions, doing the same thing. And you guys are giving out your location. That is just a PSA for everyone who wants to daddle the law.
I'm gonna press stop on the record, and I'll bring you back soon. I'm busting for a Slash Gordon anyway, so I'm gonna go outside and I'll check it out. Did you hear that?
Right.
It was like footsteps, and then it got faster. But then as we started like talking, it just stopped.
They heard voices and the sound of footsteps outside their tent, as if someone was circling it deliberately to avoid being seen. At first, they assumed it might be other campers or possibly the castle staff patrolling the area. However, when they peeked outside, there was no one there. They'd brushed off the disturbance and planned to retire for the night, hoping for a good night's rest. But what they didn't know was that the terror of the night was far from over.
I'm gonna get some sleep now. It's very late. It's after midnight. It's been a great night, apart from getting caught. But, you know, it's been, the fuck's that?
What the fuck, man?
Hold on.
What the fuck's that?
Just hang tight, hang tight. Fuck.
What?
Dude. Could you imagine you thinking you are the only ones trying to bedaddle the law and you are camping in the woods, and you hear that, and you hear that, you hearing this drag, and then nah, nah, that's not me. That's not me.
Wait. Quiet. Oh yeah, what?
It's got to
No,
be
we're not
somebody
gone. We're not
effing with
gone.
him.
We'll have to stay.
It's got to be somebody effing with him.
Oh, what the hell was that? What was that?
You see, my thing is that honestly, you're in a tent, you're in a tent, and you're in a tent. There's nothing keeping whatever it is outside from getting inside through it, breaking it, or whatever, because it's a tent. So, my first reaction would be getting out of the tent because I don't know, because I'm stupid or something. I don't know. But my initial reaction would want to see what's going on, because you're in a tent.
Right.
The host, who had always dismissed ghost stories with laughter, found himself admitting that it was the first time in his life he had ever experienced real fear while camping. Despite the anxiety, they chose to remain in their tent, eventually managing to drift off to sleep as they braced themselves for any further disturbances. When dawn finally broke, they wasted no time in packing up their belongings and leaving the premises. As they hiked back toward their car, they couldn't shake off the feeling that they weren't alone in the woods during the night. While some might argue that their minds were just playing tricks on them, the evidence was undeniable. Whether it was something paranormal, a hidden watcher lurking in the trees, or something else entirely, one thing was certain: this was a camping experience they would never forget. If you are still watching, that means you like what we do. So you might as well support us by hitting that subscribe button and getting us to 70K subscribers while we move on to the next encounter. On March 14th,
Hell yeah. No, you guys, there's I see myself doing a lot to try and get some paranormal evidence, but there's got to be a limit. There's got to be a limit. You have to think about the worst possible situation that could happen when you're out there, because it's a matter of life and death for sure, especially if you out in the wilderness. Now, I don't know what kind of animals is around Chinningham Castle, but if like that is why it's called the wilderness, and you're just putting yourself in a situation that you might have to face certain animals that's out there, and you're on a infamous, guys, if you haven't heard of Channingham Castle, just do your research, you Google it and see the craziest haunted history of that location. And the fact of the matter is, you're dealing with a lot of aspects. You're dealing with the wilderness, you're dealing with the paranormal, you're dealing with people. This is just too much. It's just too much.
2012, a tight-knit group of friends set off on an adventure that would become legend among them. Eager to escape the hustle and bustle of daily life and reconnect with one another, they'd ventured deep into the heart of the woods for a weekend of camping. As they set up their tents and crackled laughter filled the air, they decided to make the most of their natural surroundings by
I would love to do that. That is something that I would like to do. Gather a group of friends, just go out there, possibly a mile off of civilization, a place where I could walk to if shit hits the fan. But going deep into the woods, I don't know. Like we have to have at least 20 deep in a group to do some shit like that.
trying their hand at fishing. Little did they know, Nestled among the trees and shimmering waters, they were on the brink of an experience that would haunt their memories forever.
You think that was a coyote? What do you think that was? What was it? Do you see it where?
What?
Holy crap! Holy...
Dude. It's
They
Groot.
spotted a tall creature walking upright with its body covered in what appeared to be spikes. Just as they were about to take a closer look, the creature vanished into the darkness, and the footage abruptly cut off, leaving us to speculate about what was captured on camera. This clip has sparked debates, with many suggesting that the creature resembles a lizard man. However, we're not entirely convinced. We want to hear your opinions. Do you think it's a lizard man, as some have proposed, or could
Dude, I'm telling you right now, that looks like Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy. But not for nothing, that a little bit on a serious note, it looks like a tree person. It looks like a tree person. So there are I did come across an entity during my investigation at Kings Park Psychiatric Center. And it was talking about it mentioned a name Arcadia. And this was like 2 years ago, you guys, so I'm just trying to dig deep into memory. It is basically a not a human life form entity. It is like a forest kind of creature, or I'm trying to find the word. I know if I was to go and just do a little bit of research going back, I could find exactly the word I'm looking for. Arcadia is a goddess of Peloponnesus. It's like a nature creature. Oh man. Anyway, this looks like a tree creature. Like it looks like it has leaves, branches as arms. It looks like that kind of creature. I don't know anything. I have never seen something like this before. This is a good clip to share with my buddies out in West Australia, Gary, Jeremy. Just in case you guys, I am part of a podcast, the Shadow Files podcast. You could catch us also on YouTube. We have a lot of fun, guests, all that stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely going to share this with them.
Could it be something far more sinister? Share your thoughts in the comments below as we explore more disturbing encounters. In an exciting update from the Brothers Wild YouTube channel, run by the adventurous Do Ashley and Lewis, a gripping new chapter unfolded. Known for their thrilling camping, hiking, and exploration escapades, the brothers were always on the lookout for their next great adventure. However, in November 2023, Ashley took a bold step by planning a solo camping trip to the majestic Cadair Berwyn, a breathtaking mountain in northeast Wales. Little did he know, lurking among the peaks and valleys was an unexpected danger, waiting to turn his adventure into an unforgettable story.
I don't need to spend hundreds and thousands of pounds to do this. That was weird. That literally sounded like someone coming down. Hundreds and thousands of pounds to do this. That scared me actually. Hello? It sounded like someone's slipping down here. Ooh. I was fed up with just sitting in a room all the time and did it. What was that noise? I can hear loads of things around here. Fed up with just sitting in a room all the time and did it. I heard someone saying something right next to me. I hope it caught.
After an arduous journey, Ashley finally reached his destination deep within the woods. As he took a moment to gather himself An eerie sensation crept over him, hinting that he wasn't as alone as he thought. He tried to dismiss the feeling, attributing it to exhaustion, but little did he know that a series of chilling events were about to unravel, plunging him into a nightmare he never saw coming.
I just heard like a loud bang.
I don't know, man. It's oh man. You know, like I would love to be this outgoing and do like all of this. I'm gonna label this stuff as crazy stuff, right? Because all right, granted, like going into a cabin or into a house in the woods, even though nothing good comes out of that, but at least you're more secure than a tent. Like that's my thing, right? Safety over everything else. That's my thing. So, especially if you're by yourself, you're just so vulnerable, dude. You're so vulnerable. And yes, I did hear the hello. Um, that one's, the cracking of the twigs and the leaves and everything. It was just the one step, but that hello was very precise. Now, here's the thing, right? The wind can carry noise across. It's just an amplifier, almost like a Wi-Fi extender, right? But it's that we can't really tell if that hello was close or far due to how windy it got. Now, I'm just curious to see what happens next because I know this guy. There's this guy is sharded or something, guys.
It's either an explosion or it sounded like a gunshot. It was really, really loud. Wow. That's unnerved me. It's really loud. Really loud. So it looks like the storm's like holding up tonight. It's not too bad at all. So yeah, I'm quite cozy here. A bit of rain, but no, nothing worth writing home about. But yeah. So even though I'm solo camping, it's quite nice. It's like quite relaxed. Just had a phone call from my brother now. He's in Chicago, obviously. So it would have been nice. Ah! What the hell was that? What? Go away! Chicago, obviously. So it would have been nice.
He woke up suddenly to a loud banging noise.
Dude, that
On
hurt my
top
heart.
of that, he felt movement around his tent. Startled and caught off guard, Ashley stood still for a moment. Without thinking, he packed his gear and left the woods. This shows that you never know what kind of danger might be hiding in the woods. Although he made it out safely, this experience left him feeling shaken. However, whatever this next camper's experience was far more horrifying. As a family journey through the shadowy
All I'm saying, you guys, just we got this one life. Live it to the fullest, but be smart also. Like, be smart about it. I know there are a lot of adrenaline junkies out there, and just people just trying to, you know, take a positive to do positive things. It's all good, but remember, like, always keep in mind. I don't want to sound like a paranoid freak over here, but always keep your safety in mind, guys, because it is it's that's wild, dude. That's wild. Camping by yourself deep in the wild. Oh man, guys, shit. Just there's a couple of movies that I would like to throw out there. House in the Woods, Blair Witch Project. Even though it was the Blair Witch Project 2 was a disaster, but yeah, Blair Witch Project 2. Uh, pretty much every horror movie that you see, like everything. Just keep in mind that there are even animals out there because that could have easily been a bear right next to your tent, dude. Right next to your tent.
depths of a forest road in Russia. The night wrapped around their car like a thick blanket. They were coming back from a memorable camping trip, filled with laughter and stories under the stars. Suddenly, out of the darkness, something unexpected caught their eye. pulling them away from their thoughts and into a moment of intrigue.
My guy closed the effing door, dude.
А у меня маленький нож, он заебет всем тыкать. Да зачем нахуй? Давайте просто, блядь, пиздец. Какая машину поднимает? Он поднимает нахуй машину. Нифига вот.
Close the door, my guy. What are you doing? And who's laughing?
Не вдуй ему в фатига, блядь. Опа, блядь. Попец, блядь.
A bear was hit by a vehicle and became trapped underneath it. When it finally managed to break free, witnesses were faced with one of the most terrifying sights they had ever encountered in their lives.
Смотри, смотри, смотри. Ты лапу высовывай.
Тёма, блядь, сядь в машину.
Давай, дуй. Дави, дави. Давай, дуй, сразу дуй. Давай, дуй.
Тёма, что вы
Дуй.
закрывай окно?
Дуй. Колесо. Дуй. Ты да, колесо. Дуй, дуй.
Тёма, нет!
Дуй, блядь.
Тёмочка,
Пойду,
ну,
просрайся,
пожалуйста,
дуй.
нет!
Дуй, блядь.
Тёма, нет! Тёма, нет!
Дуй, дави. Дави, дуй.
Ой, мамочка!
The same people laughing and joking around are the ones that are crying and shitting on themselves. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. Come on now. Always take a situation, no matter how, like, take precaution. How would you act if you was a bear getting hit by a car? I would demolish. I mean, there was a time when I was crossing the street in Queens, New York, and this dumbass driver didn't stop where he was supposed to. And if I didn't have my, I don't know, my spidey powers, I literally jumped on the hood, did a pop-up push-up. He stopped, and I landed on my feet. If it wasn't because I would have done that, he would have freaking just hit me. He would have hit me. I mean, technically speaking, he did hit me. But it's just, I got pissed. And if I was a bear that big, I would have flipped over everything. So yeah. Dude, take better precaution. And it's like, like you guys hit an animal that was still moving and alive. Where was the joke? What was funny about that? Now you crying.
As the bear wrestled with the tire of the vehicle it had become trapped under, the mood shifted dramatically. The laughter of onlookers faded, replaced by a tense cry as the massive creature turned its attention toward the car, capturing the chaotic scene on camera. The bear's raw strength sent panic rippling through the passengers, who fled the vehicle in a desperate scramble. Luckily, the bear's fury was mostly directed at the cars around it, sparing the people from harm. But the heart-pounding tension lingered in the air. Now to the last encounter. On March 6th, 2015,
Let's keep it going.
what began as a typical
nothing
urban
else I can say about
exploration
that.
adventure for Urbex Mooch, the fearless host of a YouTube channel dedicated to uncovering hidden spaces, quickly turned into an unforgettable experience. Renowned for his enthralling explorations of abandoned and decaying sites, Urbex Mooch has a knack for revealing the eerie beauty that hides within neglected structures. Little did he realize that this particular day would take an unexpected and unsettling turn, leaving both him and his viewers on the edge of their seats.
Hello. Sorry. Just take some photos.
That is the danger of walking into private property, you guys. As beautiful and as everything amazing about an abandoned location, especially, the eeriness of it. And, especially if you just start, just admiring the location, everything has an owner And if you trespass, this is what could happen. You could get caught, and the person's not going to be happy. Why? Because there are other mofos. I almost said the bad word. There are other mofos that do exactly what you're doing, except they are destroying their property. When I've gone to everywhere I've gone to that's abandoned, I've gone to Letchworth Village, Kings Park Psychiatric Center. Like, these are places where if people had just the decency to go to and just to admire and just walk around, these places are beautiful to walk around and just see history and everything. But no, you have mofos out there that are breaking windows, doing graffiti, breaking, destroying everything. And this is why this gentleman over here is getting upset at the YouTuber. The YouTuber is not doing none of this stuff. I respect the property, and because of people before us destroying property, they're not going to distinguish who's good and who's bad. They don't know that, but that is their that's their reaction. We can't blame them.
I know, yeah. Sorry, we didn't mean any harm. I think it was already open, the fence. No, that hole there.
He doesn't know that, guys.
Alright.
You literally got caught red-handed.
I was only taking photos. Yeah. Yeah, take that one. It's going to be a tricky one getting over. Stay there. Huh? If you hurt yourself, I'll be liable for damage to you. Are we coming over? No. Stay there.
Mooch and his friend decided to explore an old
I wanna
house
see what
that had been
happens.
abandoned for over 30 years. The building was in bad shape and surrounded by barbed wire that likely kept people out. However, they found a way inside to satisfy their curiosity. As they walked through the deteriorating rooms, they unexpectedly met a man who said the property belonged to him and warned them they were trespassing. Although Mooch and his friend tried to reason with the man, explaining that they were just taking photos and meant no harm, the man wasn't interested in their explanation. His anger only grew, making him more furious. It quickly became clear that this was not going to be a simple misunderstanding. What started as a fun adventure escalated into something much more serious.
We don't have to stay here. We're making you stay here. You can't make me stay here because there's... Well, if you hurt yourself, I end up in jail. So well, you won't hurt yourself. I won't hurt myself. You can't do that. You can't come in my fucking house. Okay? Don't tell me the fucking law. You and my fucking Saturday and keep out of my fucking house. Well, we're sorry. We didn't mean any. What do you mean harm? Well, we're only taking photos. Don't give a shit. It's my private house. Sorry.
I mean, what the fuck they're waiting for? Well, sorry. Not for nothing. They're most likely just wanting the police to come and get them.
Well, we only want to take photos. That's the only thing we're going to be taking.
Got caught red-handed, and they want the police to come to see them on the other side of the fence. That's what it is.
How are we going to get out then?
Mooch and his friend were trapped inside the building by the property owner, who called the police. The situation got tense as the man insisted they stay there. When the police arrived, they were able to calm things down. They investigated Mooch and his friend and charged them with trespassing. However, Mooch later confirmed that the charges were dropped because the house had been abandoned for decades. Thankfully, both Mooch and his friend got out of the building safely and unharmed. Remember, subscribe, like, and share. Now, it's time for the next terrifying encounters.
All right, you guys. I hope you are enjoying this kind of content, and just be aware of what you do in life, because there might be some consequences, whether if it's from a killer bear or an angry location owner. Until then, you guys, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.